I'm also saying Tier with Rod, Big City win. Full agreement with Ryan with Rod Shell. 2. I feel a Spurs and Arsenal win as well.
What's up YouTube? Welcome back to our channel where we try to predict the results of the English Premier League every week, always chasing that perfect 10 out of 10.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you like what we're doing, turn on your notifications right now.
Let's go! Alright, 8 out of 10, yeah?
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Not bad.
No.
I have to say, not
especially
bad.
in terms of betting.
Yeah. With 8 out of 10, you're basically guaranteed some win.
Yep.
So yeah, I won a few dollars on the weekend.
Yeah.
Which is very good. So hopefully we can get that 10 out of 10 soon.
Getting closer. It's getting closer.
Yeah, it is. Even with the Brighton one, we called a Brighton win at the end.
Yeah.
But you did say like you're very tempted to call a draw because
Yeah.
And I guess the biggest surprise was the Chelsea Man U.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming.
No.
Yeah.
But not complaining. Well, I mean, I'm torn with that one.
Okay, so let's start. First game is Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea had a 0-2 loss against Man U in a controversial game. Maguire should have got a red from kicking Batshuayi, and both of the goals were denied by VAR.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, but really tight. Like,
well, that's what VAR is here for, to make the tight calls.
I'm not sure.
I don't like VAR, as I've told you.
Yeah.
But technically
when it's like
it was
that, like even like a half a microsecond or whatever of the frame would have made a difference. Anyway, Abraham was left out of the squad due to an ankle problem. Kante was also injured.
Yeah, early on,
Yeah, he got subbed off early. Chelsea will face Bayern Munich next week at home for the Champions League. Spurs, they had a very entertaining game at Villa also. They beat them 2-3 in the last minute of stoppage time.
Yeah.
They conceded 2 goals due to defensive errors. One of them was an own goal by Alderweireld, and the other was an unmarked man from a corner.
Yeah.
Worthy of note is Son and Bergwijn. Performances were quite impressive, but he is now injured.
Yes, fractured arm.
He missed out on the Red Bull game. Without Kane and no Son, they didn't score.
To quote Mourinho.
Yep, gun without bullets.
That's it.
0-1, they lost that. I feel with this game, although Batshuayi is not very in form and Kante is probably unavailable for this clash also, still, I think they might have something over Spurs for this game.
Chelsea win here?
I'm saying a Chelsea win. It'll be tight.
I'm saying a draw for that reason. Yeah, we spoke about Spurs, Son, that last minute burst of energy. Now with a fractured arm, they should be high on confidence. Even though Son won't be there, that Bergwijn dude is...
Yeah.
He's making an impact for such a new player. I don't think it's enough to carry Spurs to anything great. Also, let's not forget no Eriksen. It's been evident that he's not there.
Yeah.
Nothing's been created from the midfield. But I do think Spurs are going to be able to grind out it's going to be a gritty...
Yeah, it will be.
A gritty game. I'm feeling like a 0-0.
Okay. Okay.
I'm thinking like a 0-0 here. Chelsea, they lost to us. Some would say wrongfully so.
Yeah, no. That even just without the VAR, even that red card, that's bad.
But I agree, it should have been a red just for the fact that Son was given a red for pretty much the same thing. So the rules aren't consistent. So for that part, I would say he probably deserved a red card, and then he wouldn't have been there to score the goal. Yeah. So then we would have won 1-0.
No, you would have been a man down, bro. Like, that would have changed the whole thing.
We'll see. Yeah. But for this game, I'm saying a draw here.
Okay, next one will be Burnley versus FC Bournemouth. The Clarets beat the Saints at St Mary's Stadium 1-2. Last video I said the bookies had it wrong and gave the Saints -half to 1 goal handicap. They would have made more money if they gave the Saints a plus handicap by half a goal or whatever. But they didn't listen to me, did they?
No. They didn't subscribe to the channel.
That's what you gotta do, subscribe. Yeah. So it was basically the wrong call by the bookies, and I pounced on that and won. Wood was replaced by Vydra early due to a hamstring issue, who then scored the winner in the second half. Decent goal that. I think Vydra was definitely out there to prove himself, being the third choice striker. Yeah, he showed more hunger than Rodriguez, who's a starter.
Well, he came on in just within a couple of minutes.
Cherries, on the other hand, lost 2-1 to the Blades at Sheffield. Callum Wilson opened up the scoring early but couldn't hold on to the lead by half-time. King and even Stanislas are now back from injury and both came on late in the second half. So perhaps we could see more Bournemouth goals in the coming games, especially with King and Wilson back in the lineup maybe.
Yeah.
The game against the Blades was kind of tight, but Bournemouth weren't able to create many chances for shots on target. I'm favouring Burnley for this one. They're on a roll, beating teams like Leicester. I'm guessing a 2-1 at home.
Okay, I'm in agreement here. Burnley win for me. They came away with a pretty clinical, what you would call a clinical performance. Bournemouth just been so hot and cold. I was looking at their results and just like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, draw, draw, something like that. Yeah. And I mean, they lost to a great Sheffield. Right? We praise Sheffield on this channel, rightfully so. They lost to Sheffield, it's one of those things. But they aren't great away from home, so for that reason, Burnley win here.
Next one is Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. It seems like a decade ago that Palace was defeated by 3-1 at Everton at the beginning of Gameweek 26.
Oh yeah.
Because that's like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Benteke scored the only goal early in the second half, but one goal obviously wasn't enough. They had decent possession, but it didn't translate into many chances. Newcastle lost 4-0 at the Emirates. They played decent in the first half and kept it at 0-0. St. Maximin did a lot of work from box to box and nearly scored but hit the post. In the second half, their weaknesses were exposed by Saka and Pepe. Palace hasn't won in 2020 yet. So, the only advantage for Palace is that they've had much more rest and time to train, whereas Newcastle's record is slightly better before losing to Arsenal. They drew away at Wolves and Everton, which are excellent results.
Yeah.
I think it will be a low-scoring game. I'm thinking a draw, but maybe a Newcastle win.
I agree with you in that it's a draw, but I'm not so convinced that if I were to give it to anyone, I would give it to Newcastle. I can't pick anyone. I have to go straight down with a draw.
Okay.
Palace has Zaha, Newcastle has St. Maximin, two dynamic flair players who can change the tide of a game. So I would say between those two, whichever one has the better game, their team could win it, but I'm going to say a draw here.
Next one is Sheffield United versus Brighton and HoveAlbion. Sheffield displayed another solid win with their grinding efforts, winning 2-1 at home. Lundstrom came on and scored the winner. The win wasn't surprising, but Lundstrom not starting was to me.
For the third week running or something,
Yeah, third week. He replaced Burge at 60 minutes again, who's more of a CDM, I feel. Sheffield's defense as a team is benchmark quality, but they need more goals, and Lundstrom's ability to go forward as a midfielder is very crucial.
Yeah, and I mean, like, that was the danger point of their team for so long.
Yeah.
And just taking it out.
You should go defensive once you've got the lead.
Yeah.
You don't win by just defending.
Yeah.
You can draw, but you can't win by just defending.
Yeah.
So you should start Lundstrom first.
Yeah.
After you're in the lead, then you go back to defending. It should be the other way around. To me, it should be Lundstrom for 60 minutes, get the lead, 1 or 2 goals or whatever in the lead, and then go back to like the solid defense Sheffield.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why this is happening in the reverse. So yeah, Chris, if you're listening.
Yeah. Please subscribe.
Brighton on the other hand drew 1-1 with Watford at home. With more than 2/3 of the possession, they only had 10 goal attempts, 2 of which were on target. Not effective enough. So I'm saying Sheffield win 2-0.
I agree. Again, Sheffield win here just because they're a great team overall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment that they're literally knocking on the door of Champions League. Sheffield, a newly promoted team, especially with the goings on in Man City now, that could be one more space closer.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
That'll be awesome.
That would be crazy. I'd love to see them against European teams.
Yeah. That's like the beauty of football, right? Like those kind of Leicester winning the league, these dudes make it to Champions League, things like that. Brighton, they haven't won a game this year either. Should just be another day at the office for Sheffield. Sheffield will win.
Yeah. Next one, Southampton versus Aston Villa. The Saints lost 1-2 at home against Burnley, as mentioned. Ings scored a nice goal, but they were simply outclassed despite having nearly 2/3 of the possession.
Great goal.
To be fair, the heavy rain and windy conditions were very rough. They have a decent run of fixtures, so I'm sure they'll pick up some of the points in the games to come. Villa gave their point away at the last minute against Spurs, as mentioned. Engel scored an open header, but also made the crucial error at the end. However, Reina, the goalkeeper,
crazy saves.
He made so many good saves. Although, it was 3-2 at the end, but to me, he was exceptional against Spurs. Otherwise, it could have been like 5-2.
Yeah.
Something like that. Although the Saints aren't doing much better, their team's mental state can't be in a worse form than Villa, I feel. That would have been gut-wrenching, to be honest.
The fashion in which it went down.
With their 2-2-9 away record, 2-1 Southampton.
Well, my good friend, Roger, I'm going in the opposite direction.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Villa lost it late against Spurs. After a good performance. I do think it was a good performance. I think they're going to put in a better performance against Southampton, a team closer to their standard. But both teams, they are coming off a series of losses. So I wouldn't be surprised with the draw here, but my gut feeling is telling me Villa win. There is something special about that Grealish dude. He's got some proper quality about him. And I think he could be the difference in this game.
Leicester versus Man City. Leicester had a goalless draw at Wolves. It was a great game to watch as both teams played at a very high pace. We predicted a draw, but thought both teams would be able to score goals. We predicted like 2-2 or whatever. Vardy was well contained and couldn't get a single shot on goal. Perez was also very low-key. I hardly even noticed him there until he was subbed off. Walking off the pitch. Man City, on the other hand, had their game against the Hammers postponed due to the storm, making the schedule extra tight. They won 2-0. KDB got man of the match with the goal and assist. They also have to travel to the Burn Bowl next week, which could be one of their last appearances in the Champions League for a couple of seasons due to their UEFA ban if it stands. With the season basically over for both of these teams, especially for Pep, what do you think the mentality would be going into this game?
We discussed this a bit off camera, and in my opinion, I feel City obviously have nothing to play for other than pride.
I feel they've lost motivation. That West Ham game, 2-0, you could say it's very convincing.
I think
But to me, that should have been like a 4-0 at least. After all, I think the score I'm predicting is going to be a 1-1.
What kind of mentality are City going to bring into this? I think they're going to have to play for pride because they don't want to be seen in another light. So I think they want to show everyone that's watching that they still have pride and integrity for their club. I do think that's what they're going to do, and I think they're going to try to be professional about this and try to win. And I haven't been entirely convinced by Leicester since it became quite obvious that they can't catch Liverpool. Maddison hasn't been doing much. Vardy's been really quiet. You would say those are their two probably outstanding players. The team tends to fall back on those guys when they need something. They haven't been firing for a while, whereas KDB, man of the match performance again, I think it's going to be enough for Man City to get a win here. I hope Leicester win, just to kind of, kick them while they're down. But just stats-wise and just the way I see the game, I think a Man City win here.
It's not about Leicester's mindset, it's more about City's mindset for this game. Next one, Manchester United versus Watford. United came through with a 0-2 win at Chelsea. Wan-Bissaka, Fernandes and James were all pretty good. Martial got a header. To me it was a fluke, I feel. Maguire also got man of the match. United travelled to Belgium next for their Europa game before facing Watford at home. Watford drew 1-1 at Brighton. Decent result considering the possession. Doucouré smashed a stunner into Brighton's net from a counter. But Mariappa had a nightmare own goal from a cross by Jahanbakhsh. It was a really decent goal, but it was just the wrong side. Anyway, Igalo only came on for 2 touches at Chelsea. It's hard to say if he's sufficient as reinforcement for the lacking front line, but will he even come on or start maybe against his former club? That is the question for me, and I think Watford is definitely capable of getting something here. I'm saying a draw.
A draw is not out of the question. It has been a while since Watford got a win, but I'm thinking Fernandes' presence has changed a lot of the identity of the game. We play so much quicker now. So nice to see fluid play from the defense through the midfield to the attack. Things go so much quicker, and that suits the kind of players we have. Martial, your Rashfords, your James. They need that pace. They need to play quickly, so there's some space behind the defense to run into. I think Igalo, just him being a target man, holding up the ball, passing it off to the quicker players, stretching the game a bit. I think that's going to make a huge difference. Igalo, Fernandez, I have high hopes that their presence will change a lot of the problems that we've had. Fernandez is doing it. Let's see if Igalo can as well. For that reason, I'm saying a United win here at home. Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford, baby.
Surely, the odds will be in favour of Watford, so the handicap will go to their side.
Yeah, well, I mean,
for sure.
In terms of betting, it's definitely worth a look.
Yeah. So, next one is Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Norwich. The Wolves should have won the Leicester game, in my opinion, and they didn't, mainly because of 3 reasons. Traore didn't start. Second reason is Neto wasn't having the best day and kept losing the ball and wasn't strong enough against Chilwell. Yeah, I would have taken him off at half time.
I remember during the game you were complaining how poor he was.
He was poor. As soon as Traore came on at 64 minutes, they had more chances going forward, and it was always Traore getting away and then crossing it in, getting away and crossing it in every time. VAR robbed them as well. That's another reason. Bolly's header from Doherty's header should have stood.
Oh, yeah.
3. Ultimately, I think Jimenez also had a shocker and missed so many open headers. Another team who deserved a point was definitely Norwich. They held Liverpool to 0-0 until the 78th minute. They defended pretty well, and Krul was on his A game. Krul was saving everything as well. Byram was subbed off early due to an injury, which was also unfortunate. But Norwich away, Wolves win 2-0.
So with regards to this game, I've dubbed it the Battle of the Giant Killers. Yeah. Man got away with words. Yeah. Both teams have been involved in some surprising results this season.
Yes.
But basically, it always comes down to the same thing, as Roger put it. Norwich away, Wolves at home. Yeah, easy, Wolves win.
Next one is Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal defended better as a team in their 4-0 win over Newcastle. I even saw Ozil running back a few times.
Yeah.
Nketiah started, but didn't seem confident enough of the Premier League. And yeah, especially Saka, who was really good against Newcastle. My dream front 4 all got a goal each. Arsenal are travelling to Greece tonight for their Europa game against the Olympiacos. Everton, on the other hand, had a banging start to the week a fortnight ago, beating the Eagles 3-1.
I see what you did there.
Bernard, Richarlison, and Calvert-Lewin all scored. This team has truly fired up under Ancelotti, I feel. So I feel this would be a very good test for the Gunners. They are defending better as a whole, but Newcastle's not the team with a strong front. Whereas Everton is. So I feel it's a very different game. I can see a draw.
My prediction isn't too far off Rodgers, although I am saying an Arsenal win here. I think Arsenal are going to come in with a lot of confidence. There's something about Arsenal where they can pull out these games here at the Emirates as well. That being said, Everton 8 goals in their last 3 games, so I am expecting them to score. History also suggests that always these high-scoring games. So in my mind, I'm thinking a 3-2, 4-3 Arsenal win.
I'd be happy with that, but you know they've had more rest as well. I'm still calling a draw.
Right,
I have to be professional in my predictions.
Yes.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think this is going to be an exciting game.
Last one, Liverpool versus West Ham United.
Talking about not exciting.
Yeah, Liverpool got away with another win. Mane's timely recovery from injury made all the difference there. That dude is next level, as we've mentioned. The rest of the team struggled to score even with all the chances created and shots before he came on. Liverpool also played Atletico in Spain for the Champions League and lost 1-0. It's safe to say Virgil van Dijk and Robertson were uncomfortable with the loss.
Salty, as the young people say.
Hammers, on the other hand, lost 2-0 to City, as we mentioned. Not too shabby with only 22% possession. 3 shot attempts and 0 on target weren't surprising. I'm calling a huge Liverpool win here, unless they rest some of their players.
I don't know, man, because West Ham, footballing wise, but they're these big physical guys that are going to be like bumping things around. I could see a couple injuries, but no matter what happens, you're saying a Liverpool win here? Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, fantasy. Got beat by 1 point.
Yes,
because of De Bruyne.
my man.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I won a week.
I think 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's a while.
Yeah, I suppose. Yep. So I've made my changes already this week.
Yep.
Taken out Salah for Mane.
Okay.
Because he...
Basically a straight swap.
Yeah, but you know, he is cheaper, and I think he's got more sauce when the time comes.
Yeah.
And also, I've taken out Deulofeu for Calvert-Lewin. I think although Everton's fixtures are quite challenging in the following weeks, I feel Everton's form and confidence in Ancelotti has earned his place in my squad.
Yeah.
I'm keeping Lundstram at the moment because I feel he should be starting. And if Chris sees it the way that I do, then he should be starting, and Burge should be subbing on after they get the league, as we mentioned. So if that happens, then Lundstram is a very good player to have at his price. I've kept him, and hopefully he does get more points, even if he doesn't start. That's my team.
Okay, for me, I have not made my changes yet because I am thinking I am going to play my wild card this week, potentially. Because I need to get Tomori out, Son, fractured arm. Yeah, so if I'm going to make those changes, big money players moving around, I should play my wild card now and really give the team a bit of an overhaul. I am looking, early on in the video we mentioned, I would like to bring in Laporte. I think he makes a big difference to that defense. Fernandes. I'd like to bring Fernandes into my team. He has proven to be this kind of catalyst in the team, takes the free kicks, takes the corners, set pieces, and he looked good at them. I would like to see a few goals from him. I'd like to see what happens with Rashford. Pogba potentially comes back. So yeah, right off the top of my head, looking at Fernandes, Laporte, and I need to beef up my strikers. This will be my team for this week.
Cool. So that's it for this week.
Catch you next time. Happy game week.